What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have two big transfer updates. First on Frank Kessie and also on Dennis Zakaria. These are two powerhouse midfielders whose contracts expire at the end of the season, so Liverpool potentially could sign them on a free transfer, and Fabinho dropped big updates on both players and their situations. So if you enjoy these Liverpool transfer news updates, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and also turn on the bell notifications so you never miss any of my uploads, because sometimes YouTube doesn't show the videos in the subscription feed. So make sure to check my YouTube page every day, because I upload career mode and transfer news and all kinds of football content. So for Frank Kessie, it's a complicated situation according to Fabinho because of what he is asking for the salary. AC Milan offered Frank Kessie 6.5 million euros per season as salary, and he said no, he declined the offer. He wants to move to another club and he wants around 8 million, maybe even 9 million euros per season. And this is what Romano said. I guess if he's going to leave AC Milan as a free agent, he wants more than 8 million euros net per season. So that's after tax. It's a lot of money. I think Liverpool want to go in a different way for salaries too, and I think they are taking a good decision on this. Sometimes with salary, football is getting crazy and clubs are having all kinds of financial problems. Look at Barcelona and see what happened there. They just, for the first time since 2001, haven't qualified for the Champions League knockout stages. They dropped down to the Europa League. And you know what happened in 2001? Liverpool knocked Barcelona out in the Europa League, or UEFA Cup as that was called it back then. Semi-finals, on Liverpool on their way to winning the UEFA Cup. 5-4 with an extra time golden own goal against Alaves. That was the season that made me fall in love with Liverpool, and oh my goodness, I still have great and very fond memories of the season. And Dennis Zakaria is another player who will be a free agent in the summer. He's playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach, who just got absolutely demolished 6-0 at home against Freiburg, and he's of interest to many clubs. It's an absolutely open situation, and this is what Romano said. We have to see if these clubs want to jump in this deal in January, trying to pay the compensation to Borussia Mönchengladbach and then trying to sign the player immediately, or if they are going to wait until the summer to sign him as a free agent. For example, Juventus are interested, Liverpool is interested, but also from other countries. Many clubs are moving from Germany and Spain, so it's not an easy deal, but many clubs are keeping tabs on this boy. He recently changed his agent, and this is why I would keep an eye on Zakaria. He's a name that I can't tell you is negotiating with Liverpool, but I'm sure that Liverpool are keeping an eye on these kinds of opportunities. And I think Liverpool will sign a midfielder. It's just a question of what kind of profile of a midfielder Liverpool are looking for. But I think you can't really go wrong with a free agent Zakaria or free agent Frank Kessie. They are both great midfielders, and there is not a lot of risk financially to completing these deals. Yes, you are paying a big salary to any of these players, but you are not paying any transfer fee. So if the transfer doesn't work out and the player flops, you can sell him on for a massive profit. You could sell Frank Kessie for 40 million, you could sell Zakaria for 30 million, and you are laughing all the way to the bank because you got the player on a free transfer. And Fabrizio Romano also talked about a third midfielder that is on Liverpool's list. He said, I mentioned again Renato Sanches because he has always been on Liverpool's transfer list. Last January, 1 year ago, he was a player they started to go on seriously. They were speaking to people close to Renato Sanches, so Liverpool always had information on him. Last summer he was one of the players they were considering to sign, but then it was never close to be completed because of Renato Sanches' injury and also because of the price. It depends what happens in January, because the player wants to try something new from what I am told. This is why Liverpool, in my opinion, could again be an opportunity for Renato Sanches. We heard a lot of rumors about Arsenal and they were interested in Renato Sanches. AC Milan are interested as well. But I still think, and this is a quote from Fabrizio Romano himself, I still think that Liverpool have this name on their list because Chelsea has always been on the Liverpool list, and Liverpool work like this. They follow a player for a long time, and then when the time is right, when the price is right, and when they think he fits into the Liverpool team, they sign him. I would be happy with any of these three players, to be honest. My preferred choice would be Renato Sanches because he's young, he's hungry, he wants to prove himself in the Premier League. He didn't have a great Premier League season with Swansea City, and he also wants to show the world that he can do it at a big club. And I mean, Renato Sanches plays for Lille, who just won their Champions League group against all odds, ahead of Sevilla, ahead of Wolfsburg, ahead of Salzburg. They won the group, and amazingly Sevilla and Wolfsburg went out, and I predicted those two teams to go through, but of course Wolfsburg are having a shocking season, and Sevilla is a big shock that they didn't go through. And many Liverpool fans were very disappointed that Liverpool didn't make more than one signing. But I think so far the season justifies Jurgen Klopp's choice. Let's hope we don't get any more injuries. We Liverpool are very closely competing for the Premier League title. We are one of the favourites to win the Champions League. Jurgen Klopp noted before that there is a preference for a smaller squad in comparison to Manchester City or Chelsea, because it brings a unity, squad unity, and also that benefits the Liverpool's season. But of course, with James Milner, Henderson and Thiago Alcantara, they are all in their 30s. Liverpool must sign another midfielder, a younger midfielder, either in the January transfer window or next summer. And what Liverpool risk with this close, tight-knit squad is, if there is an injury crisis like there was last season, then Liverpool won't keep up this level of performance because we just don't have enough quality. But you could also argue that the AC Milan game showed that Liverpool have quality in their team, and basically with us fixing the centre-back issue, which was we only had 3 centre-backs, and if all 3 were injured, Liverpool were very in very big trouble. So I think we fixed that with signing Konate. We kept Nat Phillips around as well, and he had a brilliant performance against AC Milan. So we now have 5 centre-backs, which means that even if 2 of them or 3 of them get injured, we still have enough centre-backs, so we don't have to put the midfielders back into the defense, and we don't have to disrupt the whole team like last season. And basically that means that Liverpool can go on to the full season with enough quality. Hopefully Salah and Mane come back fit from the Africa Cup of Nations, and then hopefully Liverpool will have a great chance of going far in the Champions League, because Liverpool have found out their potential opponents. We can have Paris Saint-Germain, which would be the toughest draw there is. It would be brutal. Liverpool, PSG. I think we are stronger than PSG, not in terms of on paper, but we have better tactics, better manager, and also a better defense than PSG. And I think going forward, Liverpool are as good as anyone. PSG also have a lot of firepower, but I think defensively PSG are a lot weaker than Liverpool. But I don't really want PSG. I want either Sporting or Salzburg or Benfica. We could also get Villarreal or Atalanta. That game will be played tonight because of the snow in Bergamo yesterday. Also Inter Milan would be a tough draw. But I think Liverpool are better than all those teams. Maybe apart from PSG, I think that is a little bit more 50-50. But against all the other teams, Liverpool should go through unless a major disaster happens. So I'm really looking forward to the Champions League draw. And Jamie Carragher was full of praise for Tyler Morton, who is another Liverpool Youth Academy player. He said, when he has come on the team sheet as starting, I would have said, wow, I'm delighted for you and the family. Wow, I can't believe it, thank you, he replied. So that's his dad. And that's brilliant that Carragher was showing text messages on his phone to the TV screens. And my son was at Liverpool, Carragher said. They go in really young now, aged 6, so they go in. And I've watched that group of players. There was another lad on the bench, James Morris, who never came on. So I've seen them all come right through the system, and they are at the age now, 18, 19, where they have to make their name in the game. I thought Tyler Morton was outstanding in midfield. He was fantastic. For a teenage player, playing for Liverpool, who are one of the biggest clubs in European football, and your hometown club, in the San Siro, against AC Milan. San Siro is one of those iconic stadiums. I played there only once, as it was in my late 20s, and for me this is amazing, this is unbelievable. To play in a game where they have won, not just play, but put in the performance he did. I'm delighted for him and his family, and I think that's brilliant that CARRAGHER shared that with us on CBS. So thanks for watching, guys. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to make. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.